Hello, all of my high school peeps. Super excited to be doing another small group night with all of you. Hopefully, you guys have already had some snacks, hung out, or whatever you guys really want to do. I don't know, maybe you guys are playing patty cake, um, doing whatever. Anyways, yeah, a couple announcements this week. Well, really, I think there's only one announcement, is that we have Aero Sports coming up. So we're gonna go to Aero Sports as a group, and we'll be doing that on the 29th of this month. So hopefully you guys are excited for that. We get to jump around quite a bit. I like to listen to the song "Jump Around, Jump, Jump, Jump Around." But you know, if you guys don't like that song, that's totally okay. You can still come to Aero Sports. So there will be a pickup. There will be a pickup and drop off at Aero Sports. So your parents will drop you off and then pick you up from there. It'll be from 7 to 9 p.m. and it's $10. So you guys bring $10 and then you get to jump. Also, if you can have your parents go online, fill out the Aero Sports kind of like liability waiver. It'll be super easy because then you can just walk right in with that, hand it to the people, hand them your $10 and be like, "Sup, let me jump." And then you can go and jump. Like, I do not encourage you to eat a lot of pizza or drink a lot of weird soda or anything like that, because of the fact that when you jump, your stomach kind of turns a little bit. And from experience, when you jump and your stomach turns and you've eaten a lot of those types of things, you might see those things again. If I can be keep it PG for you guys. Yeah, you're gonna throw up. So be careful, but have a good time. All right, so meet us there, November 29th. Gonna be super fun. It'll be a Tuesday night, so it'll be instead of our normal Tuesday night small groups and stuff like that. So it's gonna be fun. So this weekend we got to talk about really the gospel or the good news of Jesus. And that's something we're going through this whole month. It's in the series Have You Heard? And so what the idea of that Have You Heard is that we want you guys to really hear the gospel. And we know a lot of you guys have heard the story of Jesus and what God did through Jesus, but we want you guys to actually hear that. And so we're taking you guys through a journey for these like 3 to 4 weeks. Through stories of people. At TNL, you got to hear Beth preach on the woman at the well and how really that we are that in life. We are the woman at the well, and we need Jesus to give us that living water. And then this weekend, you got to hear me talk about really the journey of from the beginning of the earth to now, and what really Jesus did throughout that whole time and in our lives, and what happened from the fall of man to Jesus coming. And I got to explain that to you guys through the idea of folders or an account. And so you saw that from the fall of man, from Adam and Eve, when they decided to sin against God, we really had a folder open up, and it kept a record of our sins, and it just grew and grew and grew. And I kind of talked about how my folder would be huge if we got to actually see that, and I think a lot of ours would be. But then I got to talk about once Jesus came to earth, he died and he rose again. Our folder, if we believe in him, if we put our faith in him, our folder is not just cleaned out and then started over. It's not like a blank slate. That's not how it works. How it works is that folder is completely thrown out, and now it's replaced by Jesus's. So when God opens up the filing cabinet at the end of really our lives, he's going to not see all of our sins. He's not going to see all of our failures. He's going to see what Jesus did on the cross. So this is the idea of crazy, crazy love and crazy, crazy grace, because it doesn't really make sense to us, because we want to work, we want to do things in order to be saved. But the truth is what you need to do is you need to put your faith in Jesus. And so what's going to happen from there, I didn't really get to even talk about this area of things, so this is kind of like an extra point for you guys. What's going to happen from there is that we are going to begin to pursue Jesus. We're going to our lives are going to start to look differently because of us putting our trust in Jesus. Now, do not get these two things mixed up. Now we are saved by grace. Okay, so we put our faith in Jesus, and he right there, he's like, man, you're coming into heaven with me. You will be in paradise with me forever. Now what happens after that, it should change our lives. And so that's kind of a slow process. And for some of us, it's very slow, but it's kind of this constant process of God starting to change how we look. You know, before a lot of you guys became Christians, or before I became a Christian, you realized that you had one way of living. And it probably wasn't the best way to live. Maybe we sought out things for ourselves. Maybe we were very selfish people. I was a very selfish person. And that was my old life. And now I want to step into my new life of being a very giving person and being a person who is who's really out there to love people and love God in a crazy way. Now, I still mess up. I still tend to go towards this selfish person, and I'm trying to push that away. And so the Bible in Romans, it kind of talks about it being the idea of being a slave to sin. And so if you guys kind of hear that idea, being a slave to sin is just being trapped by sin. If you understand what a slave really is, it's somebody doing the work that the other, like the person who's the master, does not want to do. And so the master gets to relax and gets to, live life, but the slave is doing the things, just not willingly, but they're forced to do things. And so in a lot of ways, we were slave to our sin, trapped by our sin. But now we're freed from our sins because of what Jesus has done. And so yes, we will still, our old self will still come back at times, but we want to pursue Jesus in an amazing way. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you begin to understand this idea of what he did on the cross for you. You can't will yourself enough to be this amazing whatever, because the reality of it is, and this is what I got to say in the talk this weekend, if you got to hear it, was that we have nothing to offer, but God sent Jesus, and that he is not surprised of our sins. So lay your sins upon him, lay your worries upon him, and begin to pursue Jesus one step at a time, and sometimes it's a crawl. But man, if you're going towards Jesus, there's nothing like living like that. So we encourage you guys in small groups today, talk about that, really open up. We want you guys to see Jesus in a whole new way, and we want you guys to see his grace for you and his love for you in a whole new way, because it's absolutely amazing that he would do that for us, because we don't deserve it. We haven't earned anything. Really, we have nothing to offer, but he gave us everything. And so now we boast in the amazing grace of Jesus Christ, and we boast in the amazing grace of God, our Father. So have a great small group, guys. We love you so much. We've been praying for you guys like crazy, and we hope that really this is a huge topic for you guys. See you later. Love you all. Bye.